more chance.
Season series from the Bills, leading 22-17 with under a minute 20 to go in the game. But the Bills have the ball and are driving on about the 30-yard line of the Jets at the Meadowlands. Cleveland is less than 2 minutes to go now. They lead the Patriots by a touchdown, 13-6. The Browns lead. The Bengals and the Seahawks have gone to overtime. The Seahawks have won the coin toss, so they have received the ball. Opening drive of overtime. The Bengals, they'll go to any means to try and get their first win. The Broncos have come from way back to cut the Rams lead to 6, 27-21. Elway to Derek Russell, a touchdown pass. So we'll keep you posted there with about 2.5 to go. And the Eagles led the Cards 17-0. Arizona has scored to pull within 10. In a hard-hitting game, as you might imagine, Berman to Prohl made it a 10-point game, and we shall keep you posted. Of course, always a very exciting night for us here at ESPN. We kick off our Sunday night NFL coverage for the 8th season. Here we go. We have one of the best rivalries in football and a very meaningful game in the AFC West. 4-4 Raiders at the 5-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Mark Malone on the call this year for a preview. Let's go back to Mike Patrick. Mike?
Thank you, Chris. Bledsoe throws it straight up in the air, and that may not reach the end zone. It will not. It's tipped, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Mike Caldwell.
Primetime continues. The 49ers, 1 week before their showdown with the Cowboys, warmed up against the Redskins. Will they look past Washington, or will the 49ers dive ahead? We'll be back. The Raiders trying to do the same. Raiders Chiefs coming up at the top of the hour. For the San Francisco 49ers, a week off, and then they played Washington today, 1 week away from their game with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, San Francisco went to Washington, perhaps eyeing that showdown with Dallas, a spot where some teams really might look past what on paper looked to be a lesser foe. But the 49ers are different because no team in the NFL goes for the jugular like they do. And here we go at RFK. Harris Barton, welcome back to the offensive line for the first time since early September. Offense clicking. Steve Young, tight end Brent Jones. There he goes. And look at him. Well, I know he's not out running Darryl Green, but it looks like he is. Fastest man in football, but Jones just blows past him. Touchdown 49ers, Tom.
Yeah, you take a look at this play again. You're going to see Brent Jones get into the dead area between the linebackers and the DBs. Number 96 right here, Lamont Hollingquist, should pick him up as he passes through the zone. He doesn't. You can see how wide open Brent was.
69 yards, make it 7-0, and on the phone, the president called and said, congratulations, a local call, why not? Then, Steve Young. It's Jerry Rice. Look at the play. What? This is Todd Carter. What? This is another man at the 50. What? Makes the cut of the 40. What? Makes the block at the 40. He could go all the way, except Darryl Green runs him down. And Derek Deese, number 63, the guard, runs down the field with him, Tom.
Yeah, once Jerry gets the ball, turns upfield, does a great job of seeing the entire football field. Great block here by Mitchell, by Nate Singleton on Kevin Mitchell, as Jerry Rice goes across field for big yardage.
So the 49ers in the first half, 309 yards to the Skins, 108 yards, 17-3 at the half. Gus Frerotte, game 3 of the Frerotte era for Norv Turner. But look what happened. The short pass picked off by Tim McDonald. Tim McDonald has the ball. E-I-E-I-O. But you may only take little steps, Tim. You may take baby steps. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. It's finally a touchdown. 74 yards. McDonald's play makes it 24-3 with a flip there. And well, you know what I mean. 49ers special teams chipping in. Dexter Cotta makes the cut at the 25. Cuts back against the grain over here. Gets a block at the 35. And he could go all the way. Dexter Carter, 96 yards, tightrope, touchdown, 30-6 San Francisco.
Yeah, great job by Carter. And look at William Floyd here, seeking out the most dangerous man on the football field. Chip Lowmiller blocks him, continues on down the football field. Another nice block right there, kind of shielding the man off so Carter can get to the end zone.
George Seifert sees Gus Frerotte fumble the ball a couple plays later. Waters, the reverse hand up to Jerry Rice, and he's in the end zone. 68 away from 200. Start that countdown. 37-6. The former Pro Bowl Skin Charles Mann returns to RFK with a sack of John Friesen. How can this happen? The Redskins fans say they've lost all 6 games at RFK this season. The last time that happened was year 1 of the Bill McPeak era back in 1961. Wasn't a long era. As the 49ers beat the Redskins by the count of 37-22. So, you know, the 49ers were against the ropes a little bit, Tommy. I mean, Philadelphia manhandled them. They struggled at Detroit, but then busted free in the second half. But since then, a big win against Atlanta, a scrimmage against Tampa Bay, a week off, and today against Washington, they look like they're coming into the Dallas game flying.
Well, you said it. No team goes for the jugular like the San Francisco 49ers. And today we saw all their weapons. William Floyd, a new weapon. Brent Jones, Jerry Rice, and most of all, that offensive line with Harris Barton now intact, at least 4/5 of it. And you can't help but see what a great game is coming up in a week between them and the Cowboys.
That shall be fun, and the game of the season for sure, as Dallas, of course, has that Monday night game coming up. Steve Young was 15 of 25 today, continuing his brilliance in the last month. As we go inside the numbers, the last 4 games, we told you about the wins. Young 69 of 92 for 841 yards, 7 touchdowns, just 1 INT. I think something snapped when that George Seifert pulled him out in the Philadelphia game. 49ers observers say there's even more fire than usual. Steve, a fiery guy, but you can see the results as he's flying into the Dallas game. Warren Moon, the Vikings on the ropes against the Saints. Would it be Moon over New Orleans, or could the Saints pull the upset? We'll show you.
So, what do you...
It's coming up. The Browns held on to defeat the Patriots. Parcells and Belichick knew there wouldn't be a lot of scoring. There wasn't. Cleveland wins by 7. Seahawks have the ball on their own 35 in overtime against the Bengals at the Kingdom with 9 minutes to go until they call it a draw. And the Rams have held on to defeat the Broncos. We welcome those of you that watch the Broncos fall to the Rams 27-21. Well, with Robin Roberts now, and the Minnesota Vikings, well, they have everything in control in their division. You figure against the Saints, it might be a laugher, but New Orleans' quarterback, Jim Everett, Rob, has been playing pretty steadily this year.
He has to, with that running game not in place with the Saints. But the Saints, coming off a bye week, have allowed 70 points in their last 2 games, but they've been able to score some points themselves despite their league worst rushing attack. And the Vikings rank at the top when it comes to stopping the run. Jim Moore trying to get his Saints going, coming off that bye week, and like we've seen so many times around the league, the layoffs seem to hurt the Saints. In the second, Wesley Walls drops Jim Everett's pass right into Ed McDaniel's hands for the INT. Vikings came up big on D time and time again. Saints 3rd and 1. Jack Del Rio makes the hit on Mario Bates. The game remains scoreless until late in the second quarter. That's when the Vikings pick it up on offense. Warren Moon to Jake Reed. He gets loose and scampers 59 yards before being brought down inside the 10-yard line. Vikings are in business. Warren's Moon pass to Jake Reed, 59 yards, his longest as a Viking. Then Moon finishes it off to Amp Lee, the 3-yard strike. He got some help, though, TJ.
Yeah, you're going to see a nice little pick here on the left side of the offense by Chris Carter right there. Nice screen. Not an illegal pick because it wasn't called. Clears the way for Amp Lee for an easy little touchdown.
7-0 at the halftime for the Vikings. In the second half, Warren Moon goes to Adrian Cooper. He fumbles. Sean Lumpkin recovers for the Saints. And that fumble sets up this. Jim Everett getting it done. 34 yards to Michael Haynes for the touchdown. It's a 7-0 game. And Dennis Green had to be a little bit concerned knowing about Jim Everett, but Warren Moon takes charge. Moon to Jake Reed, 19-yard pickup. Then Terry Allen on the ground, cuts back, rumbles for 18 big yards. Then Moon, good job of spreading the ball around, back to Amp Lee for 17 yards. And Warren Moon caps off a 13-play, 91-yard drive with a pass to Jake Reed. The 13-yard connection. Vikings back on top, 14-7. But Jim Everett was up for the challenge. Going back to Walls, who fumbled earlier. A gain of 18. Ending the third quarter. The Saints change direction, but not momentum. Everett to Walls. The short touchdown. Game is tied 14-all. Saints take a 20-14 lead on 2 Morton Anderson field goals, but it's not over. Warren Moon, under 3 to go, hits Chris Carter. Great grab of the middle. Vikings on the move. Then a controversial call on 3rd down. Moon hits Jake Reed, but the refs say no catch, TJ.
We get the benefit of the next look. You see Jake Reed gets his arms and hands up under the football. Should have been a catch.
Vikings have to go for it. 4th and 2. Amp Lee makes the catch. Ooh, barely getting the first down. Then Warren Moon, time running out, less than 10 seconds. Kadri Ismail gets into the end zone. And the Vikings with a dramatic 21-20 win. There you see Moon's number, a career high for attempts, 57, 420 yards passing. The second straight home game in which Moon rallied the Vikes on their final drive. The Vikes off to their second 7-2 start in 3 years under Dennis Green. The Saints, 3-6, their worst start since '85. To the big sombrero for the NFC Central matchup between the Bears and the Bucs. Craig Erickson not playing. Trent Dilfer gets his second start for the Bucs, and he had Bears in his face all day here. Albert Fontenot gets him from behind. He goes down. This time it's a blitz from Maurice Douglas. Goes down again. Douglas again comes in untouched for a clean shot on Dilfer. But then some controversy, TJ.
Well, you watch Alonzo Spillman here to the left of your screen working against Paul Gruber, and right at the end of this play, you'll see him falling toward Trent Dilfer's leg. A little scuffle ensued following this, and both players were ejected from the game.
As for Dilfer, well, the Bears defense did the job on him. There you see what they did, 6 blitzes, 2 sacks. Scary moment, though, in the second. Bears up 6-0. Walsh over the middle to Tom Waddle, and he's drilled by Thomas Everett, a 15-yard personal foul for Everett, TJ.
Yeah, Everett here leading with the helmet, catches Waddle right underneath the chin. Very dangerous play. Could have been worse than it was. At least Waddle walked away from it.
Yeah, mild concussion, chin lacerations. He would not return. Third quarter now, Bears up 6-3. They're driving. The man of the drive, running back Raymond Harris, up the middle for 8 yards. 9 more yards to the 1-yard line. Harris with his best day as a pro. And his running set up this play. Beautiful play fake by Steve Walsh to Keith Jennings, wide open in the end zone. The Bears go on to win by a final of 20-6. Steve Walsh remains unbeaten as a starter this season, 4-0. Trent Dilfer, 13-25 for 159 yards, 1 INT. The Bears climb back above 500, 5-4. Steve Walsh, again, the man, did a good job of mixing the run with the pass.
He doesn't throw it long.
No.
But you can see the team is confident with him. And the Buccaneers, by the way, they tried 4 o'clock last week, 1 o'clock this week. A morning kickoff is their next home game. I would suggest an 11:30 a.m. start. Well, let's stay in the North, shall we, Rob? Play a pair of 4-4 teams in our favorite division, the North, trying to get in the thick of the race, Detroit and Green Bay. Well, you know, sometimes football is like boxing. Certain teams have other teams' numbers. Mike Holmgren, 4-1 against Wayne Fonts. The two have been coaching the same division for this now the 3rd year. And Holmgren was looking to get another one on the soon-to-be frozen bratwurst of County Stadium. The city of Milwaukee, Laverne, and Shirley, let me show you the beer that made Milwaukee famous. Thomas Beer, who was a chaser today for the Lions. The Packers defense had toasted hops, that's for sure. They kept burying Barry Sanders, holding him to only 47 as he caught balls for 51, rushed for only 47. So that forced Scott Mitchell to pass, and this year you know what that means. Interception! Bryce Pop, Snap, Crackle, Pop, Bryce Krispies. We're endorsing every product in the section. 7-0 Green Bay. Now 10-0 Pack. Mitchell goes down hard, hit by Reggie White. Sean Jones stayed in for one more play in which he was intercepted. Broken right hand finger. He is out indefinitely. So, still second quarter. The only bright note for Detroit, Mel Gray. Nobody's better than him. Let's get him go for the second time in 3 weeks. Chris Jackie, I don't think so. He could go all the way. 91 yards, 5th career kickoff return for a touchdown. 17-7, the Pack lead. Brett Favre, great first half. Saw him warm up in the rain Monday night. Now he finds Robert Brooks, 28 yards. Tommy, Pack rolling.
No one has ever questioned Brett Favre's ability to throw downfield. Here, glances to his left to pull the safety a few feet, then goes to Brooks. A beautiful play. Not bad coverage by the backer, but look how the ball's delivered right on his chest.
Favre with 3 touchdowns in the first half. As 31-7, the Pack. Look at the little goatee that he's throwing. 214 yards in the first half. The second half, though, a man with a better beard who's been around for a lot longer, Dave Craig, steps in relief, and he finds Herman Moore. The spectacular grab in front of Terrell Buckley, 31-14, but it's still a laugher, right? Because the backup scored again to make it 38-14. But look at Craig to Herman Moore. 49 yards, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And that sets up Craig. Feeling confident after he fumbled the first snap. Pump fake, throws off the back foot. Look at Aubrey Matthews make the catch, the move, and the dive. 2-point conversion, it's good. 38-22. Watch the onside kick. Bing! Oh, my goodness, Herman Moore could have scored a touchdown almost, except for the one man that the Packers had back. So, still down 16. Craig. Across the middle of Herman Moore, touchdown! The Lions in it.
This is where the patience of Dave Craig pays off. Looks to his left, pumps 2-3 times, doesn't get the nervous feet, stays in the pocket, comes back, delivers to Herman Moore for the touchdown at the back of the end zone.
And down by 16, they went for 2 and got it, 38-30. Moore caught 8 for a $151. 3 minutes to go. Packers trying to ice it. but on 4th and inches, Reggie Cobb can't get it done. Detroit takes over at their own 36. Lions driving 3rd and 6. Craig, I lied, 3rd and 5. All right, you trusted me. To Herman Moore, makes a catch for a first down. Then, 4th and 10 for the 15. Craig has some time. He heaves it, but Doug Evans is there to save the day. So what looked like it was going to be a laugher for the Packers turned into a heart stopper. There's that nice beard. Dave Craig looking very Eric Hipple-like with that beard and with that number and with some of his passes. 38-30 as Craig threw for 275 yards against the team that was ranked #1 in defense going in. Now, of course, the injury report, Tommy, is that Scott Mitchell, a broken bone in his right hand.
Isn't he a lefty?
Well, he is, but the Lions have still said that he's out indefinitely. Dave Craig is in, and, you know, no disrespect meant for Mitchell, but let's face it, the way he's been going, maybe it's good that Craig plays at least a couple of games because he certainly looked good. And as for the Vikings, Tom, they wanted to keep that 2-game bulge, but they weren't expecting a tussle, were they?
Well, I think when you look at that game, a lot of credit goes to the New Orleans Saints. They knew that they weren't going to be able to run the ball well. The Vikings come in as the #1 run defense in football. The difference in this game, he had great protection from his offensive line, and the Vikings didn't create the turnovers. But Warren Moon came up with the big plays when he had to at the end of the game. But I think, again, the Vikings have to worry about what Philadelphia has to worry about. You have the talent, but you can't play down to the competition.
Oh, that's for sure, Tommy. Let's go inside the numbers and tell you who is playing up to the competition is Chris Carter with another fabulous day, as Robin showed you. Chris Carter, now this is on pace, I know, but when Sterling Sharp had his record of receptions, he had 63 after 9 games. Chris Carter, after his first 9 games this year, had 72. So maybe, just maybe, if he keeps up the pace, we might have a new record holder. Marco Coleman, Dolphins trying to chase down the very game Colts. We'll show you what happened. Bring your big app. We would like to welcome those of you that have watched the Cincinnati Bengals. It's over. They've won. The Bengals in overtime on a 26-yard field goal by Doug Bats in the Pelfrey have won at the Kingdome 20-17 after Blake to Scott, 76-yard setup. Congratulations. Dave Shula has now won 2 of his 9 games in the Kingdome. Fancy that one. The Miami Dolphins, one of the most steady teams in the NFL this year. They go up against the Indianapolis Colts, who've had a strange season. I mean, the Colts were hammered at the Big Sombrero by the Bucs. They win at Buffalo. They lose against the Washington Redskins, so that meant obviously they had a chance today at Miami. Here we go. Dan Marino needing 151 yards to pass Dan Fouts, the Hall of Famer, of course, for the all-time passing yardage #2 spot. But early on, Keith Byers, he was losing his weapons. David Watts, a shot on the right knee. Byers hyperextended the right knee, would not return. Then Marino looking for, but Keith Jackson can't hold it. Davin makes the pick. And on the deflection, the Colts are in business. Meanwhile, Indianapolis and Marshall Faulk, well, a little under the weather, so it'll be up to the Magic Man, John Mikowski, to find Floyd Turner. A 26-yard completion by the time Turner is done, making some nifty moves down to the Miami 25-yard line. Then Marshall Faulk takes over, Tom.
Yeah, this play very well conceived by the Colts. It has a little bit of counter action here. You're going to see the lead blocker, Roosevelt Potts, on Aubrey Beavers. A nice block right there. Pins him and drives him to the goal line and gets Faulk down to the 1.
Well, a gutty run by Faulk. Mikowski quarterback sneak, and the Colts lead at 7-3. But he sprains his right thumb, and he's out. Jim Harbaugh in. Oh, why not give it to Marshall Faulk on the reverse play? And look at Harbaugh out in front to block, Tom. Makes a good block in the secondary. Former special teamer was Harbaugh. 2- and 3-yard play. Then Faulk from 1 yard out. 14-6. The Colts lead it. Faulk's had a big year, but his first touchdown on the road this year. Blaney Pomaly, he leaves with a knee and shoulder injury, so Marino must go to the air, and he finds Pomaly's replacement, James Saxon. That pass to James Saxon puts him #2 all time. Irving, with no biting, you got to go to Irving. He gets the block from Saxon. He smears it in the end zone, 14-12. The Dolphins don't get the 2-pointer, but Ray Buchanan, what a jump.
Yeah, break on the ball, hardest throwing football by Marino. The deep out pattern didn't pay off this time.
Well, as the Colts lead at 21-12 with 7.5 to go. Marino must find the magic. They're down by 9. Ingram first play. Then Marino to O.J. McDuffie. 28 yards, just under 4 to go. 21-19. Dolphins trail by 2. Dolphins hold and get the ball back with 1:27 to go. And you see that man, O.J. McDuffie, who caught 7? Well, Marino now warmed him up with him. McDuffie up the middle for a completion. Then Irving Fryer knifing through the defense for 11 yards out of the 27. Then, with just seconds ago, they bring in Pete Stoyanovich from 34. It's good! Again, Marino from behind leads the Dolphins to 10 points in the last 7.5 minutes, and Miami ups its mark to 7-2, beating the Colts 22-21. Dante today, 30 of 41 for 261 yards, and he leapfrogs over Dan Faust, 43,151 yards. That's about 24.5 miles. He'd go well into the Everglades from Joe Robbie Stadium if you added up the distance of all of his passes. Only Francis Tarkenton, 47,003. Patriots, Browns. Bill Parcells out of the hospital, back on the sideline, shaking hands with old defensive coordinator Bill Belichick. Not exactly Bill Walsh and Joe Gibbs when it comes to offense usually, so you thought this game would be a low-scoring one. Mark Rippon playing for the injured Vinny Testaverde, and he hits Eric Metcalf for 18 yards. Tom?
Yeah, good play fake by Rippon, but look at Brizzy. Got his head, Brown got his head around a little bit too late to make the play on the football.
And Maurice Hurst, though, intercepts Rippon, and the Patriots are in business. And Rippon, just a few years ago, won that Super Bowl for Joe Gibbs. Not happy, and Vinny could only watch from the sidelines. Drew Bledsoe had a tough time. He started off like a house of fire, but he's cooled off lately. He just sails this one out of bounds as the Browns have pressure, and Bill, well, you always know the way he looks. And Bledsoe calls an audible, but Tommy having trouble with that tough Cleveland defense.
Yeah, you see him audibilize at the line of scrimmage here, try to pick up a blitz package, and then end up throwing the football away. We take a look at Parcells on the sideline. He's wondering about the change of call. Should have ran it the way it was.
Good defense, as Colin Powell, that would certainly know about. Meanwhile, Leroy Horde runs, he rumbling, bumbling, bumbling. And the Patriots recover, setting up a field goal, 3-3. Well, you could use him still, probably. If George Foreman could be heavyweight champion of the world, Jim Brown could still gain 1,000 yards. Early fourth quarter, 3rd and 3. Rip into the end zone for Keenan McCardle. Pass interference called against Maurice Hurst, Tom.
Yeah, you see Maurice Hurst here. He looks back for the football, but he gives McCardle a pretty good push. And the obvious call.
So 3 plays later, Patriots defense trying to hold Horde, bobbles, but comes up with it. It's a 10-3 lead. The famous shot of Art Modell. Yeah, he caught it right, Art. No problem. Now Hurst is steamed and goes after the ref. 10-3. Patriots trying to come back. Bledsoe looking for his probably Pro Bowl bound tight end, Ben Winter Coates. Off his hands, Tim Jacobs intercepts the pass. 4 interceptions today by the Browns against Bledsoe. 20 of 43 for only 166. Hey, you know, Cleveland is 7-2 because they have a very good defense. They had an off day last week at Denver, but they come back to beat a Patriots team that started with so much promise. After a 2-2 start, has certainly hit a serious nosedive for Bill Parcells. And the Cleveland Browns, they certainly don't look pretty. But, Tom, you really don't have to apologize for 7-2, do you?
Well, I talked to the Browns this week, and what they talked about was, one, we want to play good defense. We want to get something out of our special teams. They feel like Mark Rippon gives them a lot of the qualities of a Vinny Testaverde, and when you watch them play, they look almost exactly alike. A little bit of movement in the pocket, but the big gun, they're able to deliver the ball, and you don't want to depend on that quarterback to have to win the game. When you think about the Patriots, this is a football team just a little too small on defense, and when you put the pressure on Bledsoe without the running game to have to do everything, he's going to have days like that.
Well, and Cleveland still stays atop that AFC Central. New England scratching their heads. We go inside the numbers. Marshall Faulk. Well, what kind of a boost has he been to the Colts, who, of course, lost that tough game today? He has 10 touchdowns. Last year in the whole season, the Colts as a team had only 14 offensive touchdowns. So the Marshall plan certainly in effect at Indianapolis. They're off next week. Jeff George fired up. Falcons trying to beat the San Diego Chargers. We're 7-1. Could they do it?
Christmas shopping.
Here on ESPN's Jeff Hostetler warming up for the Raiders against the Chiefs. No rivalry better. Mike, Joe, Mark at the top of the hour. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Oilers. Well, you had a feeling that the first one to double figures might win. This was like a Doug Drabeck pitcher's duel against himself. The Pirates against the Astros.
Yeah, this one was ugly. This more than makes up for the Saints-Rams game I got a couple of weeks ago. Not pretty at all. You just knew not to expect a lot of scoring in this one. The Oilers haven't scored more than 20 points since their season opener. And with a win in Week 5 Monday night, the Steelers had a chance to sweep their divisional rivals for the second time in 3 seasons, but it wouldn't be easy. It'd go down to the fourth quarter. You see there, they haven't done well at home with fourth quarter come from behind wins. Key play, 4th and 23 from their own 5, down by 3. Cody Carlson hits Ernest Givens. He gets up, dukes Tim McKyer, and dives for the crucial first down. 37 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Carlson hits Gary Wellman short of the first, but wait a minute, TJ.
Yeah, call for roughing the passer here, Rod Woodson. Very difficult call. He got up in the air before the quarterback released the football. That's a troubling call by the official.
26 seconds left. Carlson finds Givens again in field goal range. Jack Pardee, Kevin Gilbride said go for the field goal. 7 seconds left. They go for the field goal. Al Del Greco, a 37-yarder, tying the score at 9-all. In OT, Neil O'Donnell watches left leg. It gets hit hard by Al Smith. O'Donnell would go out. He had x-rays on his lower left leg. They were negative. He will be re-examined on Monday. Mike Tomczak comes in 2nd and 12. Tomczak finds Yancey Thigpen, a 23-yard gain. Then 3rd and 4 from the 31. Tomczak rolls out. Gets sacked out of field goal range. Steelers 1 for 15 on 3rd down conversions. But Oilers ball, 1st and 10 from their own 11. Gary Brown stripped by Rod Woodson, and it looks like the Oilers ball, TJ.
Yeah, as we watch the replay here, you get the fumble there by Gary Brown. Travis Hanna of the Oilers looks like he has it, but Gary Jones of the Steelers up underneath that pile pulls it out. Rod Woodson gives thanks for it.
And that fumble sets up this. Gary Anderson, a 40-yarder, will win in an OT. Barely gets in, but it does. And the Steelers, humdinger of a game. 12-9 is the final in OT. The Oilers' 5th loss in a row. Commander Cody, 22 of 48 for 205. He was sacked 6 times. Wake up, Boomer. Houston now 1-8. The Steelers improved to 6-3. And this will wake you up. The Bengals facing the Seahawks. The first game of the season at the newly repaired Kingdome. And, yeah, it's repaired after that catastrophe. Seattle's first drive, Chris Warren goes 15 yards over the left side to the Cincinnati 23. Then 2 plays later, Rick Meyer fakes the handoff to Warren, hits Paul Green for the 20-yard gain, 1st and goal at the 1. Next play, Tracy Johnson takes it over. With that block from Warren, 7-0 Seattle early. After Jeff Blake drove it for Seattle, Cincinnati down to the Seattle 8. Derek Finner runs up the middle, but he fumbles. It's recovered by Seattle's Robert Blackman, but struggling TJ here.
Yeah, although Blake had a good day, we're going to see him roll out here looking down the football field. That pass a little bit off, coverage pretty tight. Here Jeff Blake stops, delivers, tight end McGee can't make a reach for the football.
Incomplete on 3rd again. Bruce Coslett would get Jeff Blake on the move, though. 3rd quarter, 8-7 Bengals. 4th and 1. Jeff Blake with a play fake to Tony McGee. That will lead to a field goal, making it 11-7 Bengals. First time Cincinnati has led going in the 4th quarter all year. Short drive, 4th quarter. Blake to Tony McGee. Raphael Robson strips the ball and brings it back. Seattle's first play after the turnover. Rick Meyer scrambles, buying some time. Incomplete in the end zone, but interference is called on Rod Jones. So it's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. And on 1st and goal, Steve Smith takes it in from the 1. 17-14 Seattle early in the 4th. At the Cincy tied it with a field goal in OT. Bengals ball into 7 minutes left in overtime. Jeff Blake, Darnay Scott takes it all the way down to the Seattle 7-yard line. And that set up Doug Pelfrey. A 26-yarder will win it. 2017, the Bengals finally off the schneid. Pelfrey, 6 field goals on the day. That's right, Cincinnati's first win, 20-17. Blake, another impressive performance, 31 of 43 for 387 yards, Boomer.
Like a blackjack game, Robin. The dealer had a 7-short. Hit me. 7 scores to get to 20, and the Bengals win. They beat the dealer. You're playing with the house's money. Congratulations. Chargers and the Falcons. The Lightning Bolts starting a 3-game road swing against run-and-shoot Atlanta with heavy hearts. Their longtime equipment manager, Whitey Zimmerman, passed away this past week, and Falcons were playing with his initials on their helmets. Hey, this play works in the NFC, Tom, the shuttle pass. Jeff George to Ironhead, then Ironhead for 12 yards deeper into Lightning Bolt territory. And on the opening drive, George said that diminutive what? Terrence Mathis Sean Van Horst can't get him. Dwayne Harper, 28, can get him. Look at Mathis fight for the end zone. 7-0, hot Atlanta.
What great desire by Mathis, who doesn't have the great size. You see him catch the out there, face up to the defense, break a clean tackle right there, and then start maneuvering past Chargers into the end zone.
Gail Gilbert playing for the injured Stan Humphries. His first start in 8 years, since '86 when he started for the Seahawks. Second quarter, Natron means business, but so does Kevin Ross, a former Pro Bowl DB for the Chiefs, playing for the Falcons. And Gilbert, well, you knew he was rusty, and he knew he'd also be rested, by the way, without him starting in 8 years. The Chargers, John Curry, Sheila McCray, 50-yard field goal, 19 in a row. 7-3 Falcons. Late second quarter, George picked off by the diving Dwayne Harper, but flags are thrown all over. What does it all mean?
There is no foul on the play. The clean interception. First down.
Well, Jeff George thought there were more flags than there are flying outside the UN, Tom. He didn't understand it.
You take another look. Defense has the right to the football, and Harper does a great job of coming over the receiver to get that football. He made the catch clean.
Chargers didn't take advantage, though they still trail at 7-3 at the half, third quarter. Oh, on the deflection, Kevin Ross almost picks off Gail Gilbert. Then third and goal at the Falcon 14, a big play. Dwayne Young, number 87, called for offensive pass interference, nullifying this Gilbert to Alfred Pupunu platter. It would have been a touchdown, but it's called back. Then
Andre Rison, no catches on the day, and you can see why. Chargers did a great job of double-teaming him most of the afternoon.
The Falcons lead at 10-6 after 3. There's Stan Diego Humphries on the sideline. Looks like he wants to play with a big brace on his left elbow. He goes to Means, this Gilbert, and Means runs for 12 yards at another 100-yard day, 102 for the day. 3rd and 5 of the 30. Gilbert overthrows Marseille, and then 21 straight field goals, but do not make it 22. He's human. John Carter owns the NFL record at 29. Couldn't continue this streak, and as a result, the Chargers trail at 10-9. 4th and 21. And under pressure, Gilbert's pass is incomplete. For Gilbert, the numbers weren't bad. 22 of 38 for 207, but nary a touchdown for the Lightning Bolts. So San Diego falls for only the second time this year. As we said, they are on a 3-game road swing. First to Atlanta, which is a loss. Then they go to Kansas City. Then they go to New England. Atlanta back over the 500 mark. Broncos and the Rams. The Broncos feel if they can win at the Rams, then they have 3 straight home games next week. Then maybe they can get back in the AFC West. But Chuck Knox, his Rams are better than that. They played better than that 3-5 mark would indicate. 3rd and 15, Chris Duke of Earl Chandler. A nice pass to Todd Kitchen down to the 1-yard line. Rondell Jones finally pulls him down. 43-yard play. The battering ram, Jerome Bettis, into the end zone. 7-0. Bettis, it's hard to believe with all the running that he's done. Only 3 touchdowns this year. Bettis, 93 yards today and the touch. Wade Phillips sees his Broncos struggle with 3rd downs. Last week, Elway was a master, but today Elway throws it into the Anthony Newman, almost makes the pick. Well, the Rams have some good defensive players. Still in the first, 7-0 Rams, 3rd and 4 for L.A. Chandler's pass is out of bounds, but offsides on the Broncos. Penalty lapse. 1st down, L.A. Then Chandler on the quarterback draw. Makes a nice move. Save for the 16. 23 yards and a 1st down for Crown Chuck. Same drive, 1st and goal. Play action by Chandler. Good-looking play to Howard Griffith. His first NFL touchdown. Griffith scored 8 touchdowns in an NCAA game. He holds that record, but first in the NFL, Tom.
Yeah, we take a look at the short yardage running game in miniature. 3rd down and 1 for the Rams. Bettis underneath the pile for the 1st down. 3rd down and 1 for the Broncos. Leonard Russell gets stuffed by the middle of the Rams defense. Doesn't get the 1st down.
So Wade Phillips thought his offense would be back, trying to figure out what to do. Chris Chandler needs some oxygen because the Rams on 3rd down had it all 87-0. A 3rd down yard at 73 at the half. John Owen, the shotgun. He first hands to Glenn Milburn. Then Elway zipped to Derek Russell. And all of a sudden, the Broncos are pulled it within 6. 27-21, an 80-yard drive. Chandler out with a concussion. So Chris Miller, who was out with a concussion, comes now in. And on the most important 3rd down of the game, 3rd and 8, Miller. This time the Rams can't convert, and Denver's going to have a shot. Down 6. How many times have you seen Elway do it? 27-21, 2 minutes to go. Elway. Shannon Sharp, incomplete. Comes to 4th and 8, 2 minutes to go. Elway to Sharp. But his dive can't come up with the ball, and it's the Rams that hold. And again, inches away, but the Broncos now fall to 3 and 6, and they had that nice run coming up at home the next 3 games, but after that, there are some tough places like Kansas City, like San Francisco. They have a tough finish of their schedule, and the Broncos may have left their playoff hope right there. When we return, Buddy against his old team, the Eagles. Randall Cunningham and those who remain behind had plenty to show their old coach. We'll show you.
Would you play golf?
The silver and black. Chiefs hosting the Raiders. Top of the hour, Sunday Night Football, right here on ESPN. Keep it where it is, as somebody once said. Back at NFL Primetime, Buddy is back to the vet for the first time since his last game, playoff game, coaching the Eagles in 1990. Seth Joyner back, Clyde Simmons back, Jim McMahon back. A war of words for those who left and those maybe that stayed behind. A war of big-time defenses in Philly. Would it become nasty? Here we go from the city of brotherly love. Was there any between Buddy and Seth and Clyde Simmons? Randall Cunningham, Rich Kotite fired up. Trying to take the high road this week. Charlie Garner, the rookie, fumble, and Eric Swan, who said he would make the Eagles pay, recovers, but the Cards can't score because the Eagles defense was tough. And maybe Arizona's a little too excited, Tom.
Well, you see Seth Joyner and Clyde Simmons there, very anxious to get at Randall Cunningham, jumping offside, and Joyner again jumping offside. But that means the defense is definitely geared into getting to the quarterback.
Both teams missed field goals, so scoreless late in the first half until Cunningham to Fred Barnett for 8 yards. He liked it so much he did it for 12 yards. Gets out of bounds, stop the clock. That sets up 36 yards. Eddie, eat, drink, and be Murray. Yes, there was scoring in the first half. There it was. 3-0 Philadelphia. Cards first possession in the third at the 49-yard line of the Eagles. And Burt Grossman, one that was brought in to replace those that left, sacked Steve Berman at the bamboo. And the Eagles eventually fall on the football. It's McMillan. And Buddy Ryan is upset. Well, we'll try another quarterback. Then, on the Eagles' first play, Cunningham to Fred Barnett. Randall airs it. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Touchdown, 47 yards, Tom.
Yeah, this is a great job of Barnett splitting Terry Hogan and Enos Williams here. And then look at the delivery of the football by Randall Cunningham. Great speed by Barnett, right on his hands. A lesson for young people, run through the ball, don't dive.
10-0 now the Eagles. Cunningham scrambling, throwing it deep. Terry Hogan, another former Eagle, tips it in the hands of Fred Barnett. 50 yards, touchdown. And he gives the ball to one of the fine Eagle receivers of days gone by, Mike Quick.
Yeah, the worst feeling for a defender, you jump up, you try to defend a pass, you tip it, and you leave it up in the air.
Career highs for Barnett, 11 for 173 in the pair of touches. Cardinals trying to drive. Berline blitz. Sacked by Mike Zornes. It's a fumble. Zornes also recovers. The Cards did punch in one touchdown, but against an Eagle defense, ranked third in the NFL coming in. They registered 5 sacks, forced a pair of fumbles. Round 1 goes against Buddy. They meet in 2 weeks at Tempe as the Eagles beat the Cardinals 17-7, and they up their mark now to 7-2. The Bills and the Jets. Now the Bills with a huge win last week against Kansas City. You figure they're ready to avenge their Week 1 loss, 23-3 at the hands of the Jets. Second quarter, Buffalo leads at 7-3. Aaron Glenn, they were going after the rookie, but he knocks down a pass from Jim Kelly. And then he comes up with an interception. But then Don Beebe catches one for a touchdown. And it's 14-3 Buffalo.
Well, Beebe ran the pattern, and Kelly delivered the pump fake that drew the corner. Makes the easy touchdown in double zone coverage.
The Jets started without Johnny Johnson at the start. Richie Anderson, one of the reserves, takes a pitch and goes 23 yards under the 13. Pete Carroll, 4th down possession. Boomer to Johnny Johnson. Boy, that play looks smooth. And right before the half, the Jets take the lead, 14-10. Boomer was smacked on the play. I didn't see Carroll celebrating. But Boomer stated early third quarter, Carroll faced another decision. 4th and 1 from the 30. Esiason picks up the first down. Then they keep the drive alive. Esiason and Rob Moore for 20 yards. Esiason and Rob Moore for 19 yards. Esiason, I think, is an echo in here to Rob Moore for 4 yards. A rare missed extra point by Nick Lowry. The Jets, though, lead it 16-14, a drive that took almost 9 minutes. Lowry, though, redeems himself from 41 yards. It's good. And the Jets lead 22-17. But Marcus Levy's club had one more chance. 3rd and 1 from the 48. Thurman Thomas, the Jets pretty much held him in check again as they did in week 1, but he picked up a first down. Kelly to Russell Copeland. He's wide open, makes the spin after the 2 would have for 9 yards. The Jets trying to figure out what to do on defense. James Hastings, wait, nail Thurman Thomas to make a pass incomplete. Third down, watch Bobby Houston. Boom! Just leveled Don Beebe. Had to be helped from the field, a very scary sight. Eventually, Beebe got up. Last chance for the Bills, 4th and 7. Jim Kelly took a couple of shots himself today. Rolls right. But there's no engagement with a win on this day for the Jets, for the Bills and Jim Kelly. As Marv Levy's team, 0 for 6 on the year on 4th down, and you just saw the 6th one. And the Jets have swept the Buffalo Bills, winning in week 1 and winning in week 10. And now they even themselves and tied for second, 2 games behind the Dolphins in the AFC East, 22-17. First sweep for the Jets of the Bills since 1986. So obviously it's the first time the Bills were not in the playoffs then, Tommy. Looking back to that buddy ball game with the Eagles and the Cardinals, Philadelphia looked pretty sharp. You give Randall Cunningham an opening after a while, and he's going to burn you. They got some big play players.
Well, yeah, big play players, and I think, again, we saw the key to defending the Philadelphia Eagles. You have to figure out a way to keep Randall Cunningham in the pocket. I don't think there's ever been a quarterback who's thrown the ball any better on the run to his right specifically. He has the mechanics to get the ball 50, 60 yards down the football field on the run.
Unreal, and the Eagles are 7-2. We look at our honor roll today. Not a lot of scoring in a lot of these games, Tommy. I know there are a couple, like the one in Milwaukee, was wild. And therefore, not a lot of guys on the honor roll. 100-yard rushing games, just Leroy Horde for the Browns who won. Natron meant business again for the Chargers, but the Chargers fell for only the 2nd time in 9 games. On the passing sheet, just 2 guys over 3.